What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. So I was not intending to do any more videos, you guys. I'm still not. But I have to do this video because I want to, in my own way, eulogize and remember my friend that you know as Vanity, but those of us who knew her, we knew her as Denise Mathews. I first was going to do this part of it off camera. In fact, I did do it because I'm bringing this Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar piece, but I thought I should be on camera to do this because I want to proclaim my love for my friend, and I want to just eulogize her in my own way. I've mentioned her to you guys before in somewhere in other videos. I've mentioned Vanity, but I was really saddened and not surprised, but saddened by her death. I found out that somebody's going to die when I kill them. Are you serious? I'm going to be in jail for murder. Just know that. Alright, that's all you need to know. Alright, anyways. Somebody called me and said, did you hear? I go, what? Said, you know, Vanity died. I go, oh. I just sunk. So I wanted to use this time to tell you a little bit about my friend. I did a lot in the entertainment industry, you guys, back in the day. I have so much stuff that if I upload it to YouTube, you know. But and I knew a lot of celebrities, and I'd met a lot of celebrities. I'd been to premieres and stuff like that, and all of that. And I was working at a Bank of America branch, and I was living in California at the time, and we had a lot of celebrity clients. Some nicer than others. The heifer that they what's her name? She used to be on a soap opera. Whatever. Yes, I hate the bitch. Anyway, so it almost came. Debbie Morgan, bitch from hell. God damn it. Anyways, but so one day, in pulls this. I was outside. In pulls this this tan Mercedes, and out steps Vanity. I almost had a heart attack. Because I've met so many celebrities, and some of them look like themselves in person, and usually the men will, depending, but the women usually is something different more often than not. You know what I mean? And then some of them you're even more so, like when I first met Paula Abdul. She's so I never seen nothing she did on TV that gives her justice. She's very beautiful. Oh, she's very beautiful. And but Vanity, it was her. Wow, she looks just like that. And what people don't know about her too is that she was knock-kneed and pigeon-toed. So when she wasn't being glamorous, she kind of walked a little like a dude in a way, you know? It was sexy though. She had that little thing, and I'm very calm when I'm around celebrities, but after the fact, then you start trying to get to people and calling people, and you're not gonna believe, But I'm very cool when I'm very good. I'm a cool cucumber. I wasn't as cool because it was just she and I at the time she stepped out of that car. It wasn't busy in the parking lot or anything like that. And there she came walking, and I go, "You're Vanity." And she goes, "Hi, sweetie, how are you?" She calls everybody sweetie. "Hi, sweetie, how are you?" I couldn't believe it, because everybody that I knew, all my homies and everybody had her poster. Some poster of Vanity you had on your damn wall. Somewhere you had a Vanity. You had it. And I couldn't believe it. I go, "You have to give me an autograph." Well, she didn't give me an autograph that day. And then, so quite some time went by. When she'd come to the bank, I'd go, "You still got to give me an autograph," because I wanted everybody to know I met her, And then one day, it was a Saturday, I believe it was. It was a Saturday, because the bank closes early on Saturday. She came to the bank. And I said again, "You haven't given me an autograph." And she goes, she goes, come out to my car with me. I got some, I'll give you, I'll give you an autograph. She happened to have her briefcase with her, this attaché, and she had some 8x10 glossies. Damn it, do I want to get the pictures? Do I have them? If they're in my foyer, I'll show them to you. If they're not, then goddammit, I'm not digging for them. Give me a minute. No. I'd have to dig for them, you guys. But I will, if you remind me, I promise you I'll share them with you. In a future time. I'm too lazy to go trying to dig I'm not. Anyway, so she had 2 pictures that she signed for me. And that was that Saturday. I was off that coming Tuesday. Nothing in life is a coincidence. She happened to say to me, she said, "When are you?" She goes, "What are you doing Tuesday?" And I go, "I'm actually off on Tuesday." She goes, "Here, I'm going to give you my number, sweetie. I want you to come by my house. I'm having an aneurysm on the inside, a heart attack and a stroke. I need a crash team." I go, "Oh, okay," just being real cool, "Okay, that'd be great." She's writing her phone number down for your boy. I'm dying because I can't wait to call my homies and be like, "Vanity gave me her number, dude. She gave her number. Go to her house. I'm going." But I'm cool cucumber, right? So she gives me her number, and did she write down the address, or was I gonna call her for that? I think she might have wrote the address. No, she told me, because this was in California at that time, and she told me where it was. It was, she lived at a place called the Grand, and which was on a street called Sherman Way by a Galleria Mall, and she must have told me what time to come. It's been a lot of years, y'all. Forgive me. Anyway, I was panic stricken, I'm going to her crib. What do I wear? What do I don't know what to do, Ended up wearing this white suit that I had at the time. And the Grand was, it was security, so she had a penthouse there. There was other people that lived in the building, other high-profile people. One of the people that stands out was there was this porn star that looks just like Naomi Campbell, and she was lesbian, and as me and Vanity became friends and I was there all the time, I would see her, and she also banked at the bank as well, and she wanted me to introduce her to Vanity, and I just wasn't with it, I don't know, you just have to meet her when you meet her, but they call it the Grand because it was fabulous, and because there was a big white grand piano that was in the lobby of the building. And so anyway, she had worked out all the security, so when I got there, it was not, I was able to get into the parking structure. They were able, you know, they let me in and everything was good. I went up to her penthouse, and you know, when you're going down the hall, my heart is beating a mile a minute. Now, I'm somebody that don't get nervous. You know, I was really shy growing up and all of that, but like when it came to performing or being on stage and being in front of people, my family used to put on shows and all that kind of stuff when I was little, I never was nervous. But this, I was nervous. 'Cause I don't know what to do and what not to do. And it's vanity, and I'm a male, so I'm having those inclinations. Damn, she is beautiful, but I'm not one of them. I'm not a predator type dude. I'm a Muslim, so I'm not really thinking about sticking and all that kind of stuff. You know, like I don't know what context to put it all in, but here I go, and you know, you get down the hall, and the music was blasting, and I'm knocking on the door, and now it's my first time there, and I'm going to have to beat on the door. I don't want to do that, you know. So I just kept knocking, and she heard the door finally. And she opened the door. She was on the phone, I'll never forget. And she goes, "Hi, sweetie, how are you?" You know, like as if she just knew me, you know. And I, you know, I went in. I can't believe I'm in Vanity's crib, you know. And she's on the phone, the music is blaring, and it was this song, I used to believe, boy, something. It was like, it was an up-tempo song, it was fast. And I was real heavy into teaching dance at that particular time, and I was doing a lot of choreography, real heavy. I mean, I had a lot going on. And so you know, I'm seeing moves. The music is giving me moves, you know, and but I'm trying not to focus on that because I'm in Vanity's crib for the first time. Then there's this white snake that's over in an aquarium. She has leather couches, and the white snake has red eyes. At some point when she's on the phone, she goes and gets the snake out of the aquarium and brings it over and puts it on and goes, "Here, she loves men." And I'm like, oh, okay, and I just like played it off and pushed the snake off me onto the coffee table. Somebody's really trying to get me right now. Anyway. Because I'm not into snakes. I'm just goddammit not. Alright? I ain't squeamish with anything really. But I draw the line on snakes. And finally she gets off the phone. And I go, "I love that song, you know. What is that?" And she goes, that's a song that Sheila E. gave me. And you know, I've said she was on the phone with her manager, you guys. It could have been Sheila E. at that point. I don't remember. But anyway, I remember she said that this was a song that Sheila E. had given her. And so I just I was like, well, you know, I'm a choreographer, and you know, whenever you do something again, I would love to video or touring or something like that. I'd love for you to give me a shot at doing your choreography, you know, just to get my work out there. And she goes, "Okay, I'd like that. And then she goes, it was kind of awkward because I didn't know why she had invited me to her house or any of that stuff. But this is one of the things that I mean when I say to you guys that I've known since I was a child that I'm here to change the world. I've known that. Like, I'm not like anybody else I've met or am going to meet or have ever met. And that's why I always tell anybody that meets me, including you guys, my viewers, that you don't know, you've never known, you don't know, and you won't know anybody like me. I'm different. I'm different. My calling is different on the earth. And I think that was, my spirit was just who I am. Just who I am was what brought her to me. You know, okay, fine, I work at the bank and you're a client, but that, you know, I mean, it was me. It was what God has given me, and who God has made me, that made that what it was, you know. And but having said that, still sitting there, I just like, why am I here? But because I was doing so much on the periphery of entertainment at that time, I always knew that, because everything was always happening. There was always stuff happening. I was meeting people, or something else was forwarding. It was just, you know, so in some ways it was like that again too. You know, like, oh well, you know. Anyway, so she wanted to leave, and we went to, I think we might have gone into the Galleria, because there you can access it from their building. And there was like a private thing, you know. And I think we went there first, because we went to some kiosk. I remember there being a brother that knew her, but that could mean anything because she's Vanity, you know. We ended up, I do remember we left there, we went to this Hallmark store, but on the way down this street, Sherman Way, going down, then her sister and her sister's roommate had an apartment just like a few blocks from her place. And we stopped there. They weren't home. She wrote a note and left it for her sister Patricia. And then we went to this Hallmark store, like, you know, and when we went in, she goes, pick yourself out a gift. You know, and also it was weird for me because I drove, and I had a Hyundai then. I'm in my Hyundai, and Vanity is sitting in my passenger seat. It was too much. Wow. And so she goes, pick yourself out a gift. And I'm like, pick myself out a gift? What? Like, she goes, pick yourself out a gift. And I go, and she goes, and the next time you'll get me a gift. And I go, okay. I just thought this was some Prince stuff, you know, like. And so I just picked out a box of chocolates, you know, some Russell Stover's chocolates, I think it was. And then we left there, and we went back by her by her sister's place. They still weren't there, and we went back to her. I think we went back to her penthouse at that point. It was, some of it was kind of a blur, you guys, that first night, because I couldn't believe it. Like I'm at Vanity's, and anyways, there's a lot to tell. I'll just tell you some highlighted points, because I just want you to get a sense of who she was. You know, probably within the first couple weeks of, like, that night started our friendship. We had been acquaintances at the bank, but this started our friendship, because even that first night, I think I kind of remember, like, not knowing when I would see her again, but probably it would just be at the bank, and I would just be good with that, you know, not really looking for or expecting anything else, and just feeling deeply honored that I had been allowed to have this experience with this woman, you know. And but she started including me. She would call me up, sweetie, what are you doing? You know, I want you to come with me so and so on this day, or come here, go with me this and this, that. And it just that kind of started it, you know. We started hanging out, doing stuff more. Then I just remember, like, I wanted her to meet my grandmother and my dad, you know. And I'm like, I really want you to meet my grandmother and my father. And she was really eager for that. And my father was not somebody that you just kind of knew, don't approach my dad. You know what I mean? He just was he softened up towards the end of his life, thank God. But at that time it was, but I mention that because he was so disarmed with her. She could just disarm people because she was so kind. and so invasive in a way, you know, like she would just, we could be someplace and she just walk up to people, hey, how you doing, you know, and it'd be something to see their face go from who's this crazy lady to oh my God, it's Vanity, you know. And my grandmother, I know she got the same, some of what a lot of people got from my grandmother, you know, because my grandmother was such a force of energy and kindness, and she just was that. And I know that because that just like settled Vanity, you know, it just settled her. Like, she always wanted to be at my grandmother's, you know, and she'd ask her grandmother, how's your grandma doing, how's your grandma doing? And you know, then as time progressed, if she couldn't reach me, then my dad would be calling me, like, you know, Denise had called here for you, you know, she was looking for you. Oh, okay. And even that was weird, like, you know, because I'm me and she's Vanity, you know. But I think that's one of the things that she appreciated, because like I said, after about the first couple of weeks of us really starting to be around each other, I was over the celebrity. It was just your Denise, and that was it, you know. And then she got to the point where she didn't even like nobody calling her Vanity anyway. Her sister calls her V, but she didn't like nobody really calling her Vanity. If you just a fan walked up to her on the street, you don't know that, you could call her Vanity. But in the inner circle, we all knew her. We called her Denise, and only her sister called her V, you know. And then just all the times that she told me about Prince, different things, because that snake, she told me later, she goes, Prince actually she told me that night, she goes, Prince actually gave that to me at an awards show. I knew what awards show she was talking about as soon as she said it, because I used to tape every awards show. And I knew that night, I could tell you what Prince was wearing when he got his award, she was presenting, and then MC Hammer was there that night. I know that's the night she met MC Hammer and all that stuff. I know all these things. But she told me that he gave her that snake backstage at the American Music Awards. And I'm losing my train of thought now, y'all. But anyway, I think that she just liked the fact that I really am a genuine person. Like, I say what's on my mind. I never expected anything from her. Anytime I was around her, I always had my own money, you know, so it wasn't like I'm looking for something. I would treat her even. And, you know, it was just like, it was one of those things. But I could tell you the whole, because I lived with her for about a year when I finally moved in with her. But I was spending a lot of time with her before I moved in with her. And one episode that I had when I went there, and I seen pipe burns on her lips. And you know, there was one night, even when we were in bed together, it was a platonic relationship, but I'm just saying, she was comfortable enough with me, like, and I don't know because I would spend the night there sometimes before I moved in, so I don't know if I was living there yet or not, but, you know, and I'd be in my drawers, and she, you know, sweetie, come in here with me, you know, I'd go and I'd be in the bed with her, we watch TV, eat popcorn, whatever, you know. And I remember this one night we were laying in bed, and we were waiting for this television show that she had been in to come on. It was called Highlander, or it was a movie. It was either a movie or a television show. And somewhere while we were watching this, there was something came on TV. It could have been a commercial, could have been a promo for another movie or something. But it was something about drugs, I think. And I'm laying here and she's here, and we're like propped up on pillows. And she said, I used to be digging in the garbage for drugs. I used to be digging for drugs. And all I did was this. I go, really? She jumped on top of me and put her finger in my face. She goes, don't you judge me. You don't judge me. You don't judge me. She flashed on me. Hold up, you guys. God damn it. Anyways, this is one of my employees. who dropped off the radar. Not to fire nobody. Anyway, so she flashed, and you know, there was a time when she used to, I remember she used to say, you know, because she was slowly, there was a time when she started gravitating into this holy Christian thing, like going extreme to the point where you didn't want to be around her, you know. At one point it got to the point where I had a celebrity friend that I didn't want to take any place, so I'd be leaving the house and she'd, sweetie, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm just I have something to do, you know, and I would just like make something up, like, oh, because I don't want you with me. But there used to be a time when she used to say, you know, I was sucking on the devil's penis. I'll say that word. And whenever I moved in, then I realized what she was talking about, because I guess whatever she, like, that's how she smoked her stuff. I never saw her do anything. I'm just saying, like, I know what she was using to do it, because the room that became my room, before I moved in, it was a shrine to her. Like, there was pictures on the wall, on the ceiling, everything. It was all things vanity, everything vanity. Even in my bathroom, which was all marble, and there was the original copy of Penthouse or Playboy, whichever one she posed for, I can't remember. But in my room, she moved it out, and with all the other stuff, but there was a big black porcelain penis that with red veins that went all through it, and I guess that was the pipe. You smoke out the head and you put your stuff down in the scrotum sac. And but like I said, I never saw her do anything. I've seen her just with the pipe burns, you know. And but that's not what I want you to remember and know about her. I'm sharing that with you because I'm trying to put my overall experience with her in context for you. But most of what I want you to know is that she was one of the most wonderful people you would ever meet. Totally one of the best people I've ever met in my life. And she would be one of the best people you ever met in your life. She was so kind and loving and giving. She never was full of herself. I never once ever saw. I don't even think she. Sometimes I think, I wonder if she even realized, or not realized, if it mattered to her that she was famous. You know, it didn't matter. She was just. I'm just Denise. You know, she was just. I never saw her put on airs or be anything. I never saw that. Never saw that. Ever, ever, ever. She was just wonderful. And she's somebody that would give you the clothes off her back. I could tell she had been hurt in life. You know, she would tell me, like, even one day we were sitting around the house and she was telling me about all about the toothpaste commercial she did before she met Prince and how she met Prince. And then it's interesting because that day Apollonia's song came on the radio. No, it was Let's Go Crazy, Prince. And I was singing it along with the, just, you know, the song is on, you know what you like, let's go crazy, you know, looking for a purple vanity or something, you know. And she was like, and she asked me, she goes, you know, you know, that was that, he's talking about me in that song. And then it's like she was going to try and go into about Apollonia, but she just kind of stopped short. So I never pried on that. I just got the sense that Prince really loved her, but that Prince ain't really about it. So it's like if you mess up, Prince is kind of over you. I could relate to that because I'm really about loyalty, and I think Prince is too. I think he's like, that's why you don't hear anything about him. Nobody comes out and gives interviews about him. They don't talk about him. It's just like we don't know. We see Prince when he wants us to see him, and that's it, because he gets loyalty from everybody around him. I love that. God damn it. I love that. And so, and maybe that's why she wouldn't go any further with a lot of stuff with me on that topic, because maybe the loyalty was still just there, you know, like, I don't really want to talk about it, but I also sense that the hurt was there too, you know. Wow. We got kicked out of an amusement park one time because we went without, you know, there's no security or anything, and we went. It was me and her and this guy Steven, or Victor and Steven. Victor Panserov. He's a film producer and does videos and stuff. He's the ugliest white thing you've ever seen. And she came to me one day and told me, the Lord told me that me and Victor are going to get married. And then we're all at the penthouse. She's calling her manager Barbara on the phone, telling her she wants her to arrange like you know, like an 18th century style wedding, you know, and all of this. And I didn't like Victor. I didn't like him. I didn't like him because I thought he was fake. And remember, I have a sixth sense, and I'm clairvoyant, and I'm here to change the world, and I feel energy. And I knew this guy was just nah. And then I was feeling possessive and protective over her, because I'm that way, especially around anybody that I care about, but certainly around women and females, because I just have that natural male protective thing, like, nah, ain't nobody gonna breach this, you know what I mean? I'm that way. I'm just like that. But and then he had a conversation with me one day. I'm not gonna go into it, it's not important. It's about vanity. Anyways. Just a very kind woman, you know, and I remember when the 2-night miniseries that I was able to be in, you know, I didn't have a SAG card, Screen Actors Guild, any of that stuff, and I wasn't with any casting agency, and this television movie that was being produced by Jackie Collins, it was called Lady Boss. You can go and watch it. And look for your boy in the club in the white suit, because she liked that when the first night that I went to her house, and when she called me up to tell me to come out. First I was supposed to come and hang out on the set with her at Culver Studios in California, and then she goes, or better yet, just come out and be in the movie. I go, how am I going to just be in the movie, Denise? She goes, I'll talk to Jackie. Talking about Jackie Collins. And sure enough, when I showed up, I had my own parking space. The guards knew who I was. Everything was ready. And when I showed up on the set, which was a huge club, you know, they set up in these big, they call stages. It's like a big warehouse, like acreage, you know. And next door they were shooting a video for Michael Jackson's song called Who Is It? Who is it? Is it a friend of mine? Who is it? Tell me no bother. Who is something? Anyway, but Michael wasn't there. It was this dude that I was friends with already. His name is Eric Evans, but he goes by the name of E. Casanova. You can look him up online. He looks just like Michael. It's him. He looks just like him. Anyways, but they were next door. I didn't find that out until, like, because I was there for the last 6 days of shooting. When I came onto the set, none of these extras knew me, and they're like, you know, well, how'd you know about this movie? You know, especially the white bitches, you know. I'm like, well, and I didn't know if they're calling her Vanity or Denise on the set. So I'm like, Vanity wanted me to come be in the movie, you know? And you could see everybody look at me like, yeah, whatever. And then, but the set was quiet. You have hundreds of extras plus crew and all the other stuff. And when the door opened, which was like maybe 15 feet from me, because the director came over, one of the directors came over and wanted me at one of these tables. And So when she came in, she saw me. She goes, "Baby!" and ran to me. And everybody at my table, their face just cracked to death. She goes, "Come on, let me take you over and let me take you over and introduce you to Jackie." We go over. There's Jackie Collins. She'd already told Jackie about me and everything. Wow. She introduces me. She goes, "Jackie, this is my friend so-and-so. So-and-so, this is Jackie." And I go, "Hi, nice to meet you, Jackie." Remember, I'm a cool cucumber around celebrities. And then she, in her British accent, she goes, "Oh, so nice to meet you. Vanity tells me you're quite the dancer." So she already told her I'm a choreographer and all of it. She didn't have to do that. This is Jackie Collins, you know. Philip Morris, that's on Love That Girl. He plays her father. He and I we hung out the whole 6 days. I think he was doing cocaine, I'm just saying. Anyway, it was wonderful. And Jack Scalia, and there was a few people, I can't remember their names now, but she treated me as her #1, everybody. She'd already told Jackie Collins who I was. She never left my side when we were on set. She always held my hand, introduced me to people. Just wonderful. Wonderful, you know. And the first day that I was there, and when we were done shooting, and then one of the directors comes up and goes, "Do you have a voucher?" I had no idea what he's talking about. She goes, "Yeah, we're his voucher. I'm vouching for him." I didn't know that. I didn't know what was going on. But what happened was, that's how your boy got paid. Okay, holler at your boy. Holler at your boy. Holler at your boy. Do that. Do that. Holler at your boy. So so I ended up getting paid for the whole 6 days, and I would hang out in her trailer with her. She loved to watch All My Children. She was a big soap opera person with that. She was just fun, y'all. I miss Denise so much, and I thank her for her friendship. But more than that, I thank her for trusting me. But I give thanks to God first, because if I was not the human being that I am, a different person wouldn't have had the experience. So I had to be fortified by God, created, designated. You understand? And so those two things just coming together made me eligible for the love that she showed me, and the love that I was able to give back to her, you know. It was a wonderful friendship. She was wonderful. I wasn't surprised so much when I heard about her passing, because I knew that there was some issue, you know. She disappeared for a couple weeks at one point, and I was calling around to everybody that I knew to call, and nobody had heard from her. And finally, she calls me, and she goes, I'm in Oakland. MC Hammer sent for me. I'm with MC Hammer's people." And I go, "I was just worried sick about you, Denise," and everybody is like, "What?" She's like, "Don't worry about me, sweetie. I'm fine. I'm fine." She goes, "But I met him," and I finished her sentence. I go, "You met him at the American Music Awards." "I know. I have it on videotape. I know when you met him. Like, I know when they met." And that was weird for me, you know. Like, I said that even without thinking. I'm like, "Yeah, you guys met the American Music Awards." I'm pretty sure I said what year and everything. But she goes, but sweetie, I saw grown men on their crying on their knees for the Lord. I saw grown men, and I just thought, oh no. You know, because, you know, she was slowly going from one extreme to the next. She never acted like no drug addict or nothing like that. I'm telling you, she was the sweetest person. And she used to always call me Jessie. For the longest time, I didn't know why she was calling me Jessie. First she started saying, "You remind me of Jessie," and then this went on for like a long time. And finally, I go, "Denise, who is Jessie?" And she goes, "Hello, Jesse Johnson. Hello, Jesse Johnson." She used to love to say that. Hello, hello. She used to love to do that, you know. I loved Jesse Johnson, and thought he was a pretty decent looking dude. Didn't think I even compared to Jesse in any way. Was deeply honored. Did you think I look like Jesse? I think it was the curl, because I've always had long hair, and I was having my hair in a jerry curl then, but mine was long and dry, and it was good. And I'm telling you, it was one of them ones that you had to run from. Trust. My stuff was always on fleek, but anyway, you know, I can't say it enough, everybody. I'm so sorry to know that she's gone, but I knew also when I was in Atlanta that she was having some kidney issues, and then I did hear about the dialysis. We actually ended up losing contact because I was still in California for the earthquake that hit real big in 1994, and it freaked her out, as it did a lot of us. You know, I remember, I don't know where I was working, I was doing a lot, but anyways, I remember I went back home to the Grand, and I think it was one of the guys that works in the building or something, like she just wasn't there. And he goes, she freaked out after, because I wasn't there that night. You know, and she was, he goes, she freaked out, she got out of here. And I think she went to Oakland at that point. But then, like I say, probably a year or something like that afterwards, then I'm in Atlanta, and then I see where she's married a football player. But there's more that I missed because I don't want to get into too much, but because it's a long story, but I need to just say this now, because at one point, with the MC Hammer thing, and I go, I thought you were supposed to be getting married to Victor. She goes, no, the Lord told me I'm not getting married to Victor now. I'm not getting married to Victor now. So I saw the little girl in her. I saw the entertainer. I saw the woman. I saw the human being. I saw the spirit. You know, we were going to a real estate office one time. Let me check my time, you guys, because I didn't reset my timer. We were going to this, she was supposed to be looking at getting a house or buying a house, something. And we were supposed to be going to meet this realtor. So the night before, she keeps going into, we're in her master suite, and she keeps going into the walk-in closet and coming out in different outfits, like she's trying to figure out what to wear to meet with this realtor. And she's coming out in stuff I've seen her in videos and in movies in. Like, she came out in The Last Dragon dress, y'all. Y'all know that blue dress from The Last Dragon. It was one of those surreal moments because, like I say, she would forget that my connection to her was, before I knew her, I was a fan, a public. And I would be in a space where I forget your vanity. You know, you get reminders every once again, but you really are over that, you know. But she comes out in The Last Dragon dress, and I go, and she looks just like that, and I go, that's the dress you wore for The Last Dragon. I say that, and she goes, how do you know that? And I go, and she goes, oh, because, yeah. And then she go and change something else. She come out in like one of them hoods with the cape that Prince and all them used to wear. Anyway, she ended up wearing a business suit. And it's like, I remember when we walked into that realtor's office, I don't know if the lady knew who she was in that moment when we first got there, but because she never introduced herself as Vanity. You know, and I was just remember being so proud of my sister in that moment. You know, we walk in, she's looking devastating, and she doesn't have to try. And literally, she wakes up in the morning, you guys, and she would just brush her hair, and it would be that perfect Vanity hair, and that's it. She's ready, done. I promise you, she wakes up like that. She woke up like that. I woke up with the woman. She wakes up like that. I'm telling you. And I just remember walking in and being so professional in that moment. You know, I mean, I've been on the set with her, I've seen her in movies and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I've seen her acting, and right there with her acting, but this was something different, you know. She walks in and goes, "Hi, I'm Denise Mathews," and she was just so, I was like, look at my girl, go, you know. It was just, I can't explain that to you. It was just something that struck me. And like I said, she always included me in everything. She allowed me to be able to feel comfortable around her, and not feel like, you know, she loved everybody. She did. She loved everybody. She was very trusting. She had the right level of precociousness, and, you know, but she was, I guess because of all the years that she had been in the game, she knew how to sniff people out. She know if you real or if you ain't. You know. I'll say this lastly, you know. There used to be a time when I used to tell her, sometimes she'd be telling me about, you know, a tour that she was on or a show that she gave or something like that. And I used to tell her, I was like, you know, you can still, because then as she was getting more into her Christianness, she used to say, you know, I've led millions of people away from the Lord, and I have to lead millions of people back. And I used to tell her, Denise, you can still be on stage in front of 20,000 people. You still have to do it in a canvas hall. You just don't. You know? And then I remember, you know, like sometimes when she would go into this "Yes, Jesus Loves Me" song, but it was almost like she was, I don't know, y'all. It's been so many years, but I miss her. You know, she'd pick up lint out of your hair. You know, if I had some lint or something, you know, you have like a little something in your hair and you don't know about it, and she'll just get that for you. You know, and maybe that's why I got over the celebrity part of it so quickly, because she created that space. You know, it didn't matter if she was vanity. So what? Although we were leaving the set one day, and I didn't know, this was the first day that I showed up on the set, yeah, because I was listening to her music in the car, and there's a song that I love by her called "Under the Influence." Go and listen to it on YouTube, and look at her in that video. Oh my God, she looks amazing. Anyways, I especially like the clink, 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 clink. You'll see what I'm talking about if you go see it. It's called "Under the Influence." You got me under the influence of a four-letter word in my mind. I must be under the influence. And so that was in my tape player, and so I forgot about that. So I usually have the stereo on, and so we're leaving the set that first day. We get in the car, we're driving back over the hill back to the Grand, and I turn on the radio, and it's her, and she's sitting right there. It was one of the moments, like, you know. Yeah, but most of you guys, no matter when you were born, you know Nasty Girls. You know that one. That was, I think that was one of her biggest hits, because that wasn't her only hit. It was I don't want to give statistics that I don't know, but it was one of her biggest hits. I'll say that. That's safe to say. Dun, 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 dun. That's right, pleased to meet you. I still don't want to tell you my name. Don't you believe in mystery? Don't you want to play my game? I'm looking for a man to love me like I've never been loved before. I'm looking for a man that'll do it anywhere, even on the limousine floor. 'Cause tonight I'm living in a fantasy, own little nasty world. Tonight, don't you want to come with me? Do you think I'm a nasty girl? And I remember one time, I don't know if I was singing or it came on the radio or if it was on TV, I don't know. And just, she went into that little thing. I was like, she was wonderful, y'all. She wasn't a tall woman either. She looks taller on TV than she is in person. Vanity was probably 5'6", without heels, probably something like that. So she wasn't a tall woman. She could cook. We used to do fried eggs where you just crack the egg in the pan. You put garlic, salt, and pepper on it, and you let it get just. You don't cook it all the way. Then you put it on it. You put some butter on an English muffin and put the egg on the English muffin and put it in the broiler. We used to eat those like we was gonna run out of stock. Oh, we used to do that. We used to make homemade chicken soup sometime when we weren't feeling good. We'd just make homemade chicken soup. She was wonderful, and she had a green iguana called Theo. Me and the iguana got along just fine. We used to eat smoked oysters together. He loved smoked oysters, don't ask. And he used to love to sit in my hair. There's so many stories to tell, really. I just tried to strike a balance of sharing some of the stories with you, but also, you know, just for my own memory lane type thing, but also trying to put a face and a humanity on this woman. She wasn't a personality, she was a human being, and she was wonderful. And I thank you. I say out into the universe now, I say to you, Denise, rest your soul, my sister. Thank you for the friendship that you gave me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you. And I pray we'll see each other again. God bless you. Amen. I'm going to leave it there, you guys. I was going to add the Beyonce Kendrick thing because that's important, because I have something important to say about that. I'm not going to put it with this one. Damn it, I'm doing a video. Anyways, I'm going to release that one after this. I just want this one to be about Denise. So, go listen to her music, everybody, and keep her alive. Until then, until my next video, this is the Jedi. Peace.